Sucking on my own dick. Yeah, you know I'm sucking on my own dick. Sucking on my dick. Everybody's sucking their own dicks. Sucking on our own dicks. Everybody's sucking their own dicks. Sucking on our dicks. Yeah, you know I'm sucking on my dicks.
And Nick is out of hospital jail once again.
Freshly out. This was a nice stay, I'll be honest. It was really nice. I just did one inhaler drug, and then every day I blew into a breathalyzer, and that was actually it. No shots.
They gave you Jet from Fallout.
Yeah. Yeah, and nothing. And then I just ate treats and was in there. No shots, no nothing. Watching movies.
Damn, that's a sweet deal.
Oh, it was one of the best. It was one of the all-time hospital jail stays.
They probably they give that to people who go through the bad ones, though, right?
Well, I had to ask for it because they want to set you up with like, because originally they set me up for one, but it was going to interfere with my Christmas stay, and I was like, because I'm
It'd be so funny if you were locked up in hospital jail for Christmas.
Some people are. Some people really are. So it was going to interfere with like my holidays because my family has insisted that I fly home. Because I was
I bailed. We were gonna, but
You said no?
Yeah, it's too dangerous. And my parents were like, we would really like to see you, but don't come.
Yeah, dude. So I was like saying to my parents, I was like, yeah, I'm kind of worried about flying. And they're like, oh, come on. They like got really mad at me. Well,
Well, you just saw them like 2 months ago. How can they be mad?
My family really misses me. I think they might be realizing that we didn't have the correct kind of relationship when I was little. But also, they're also like, I don't know, they're weird because they say they take the virus seriously. But my father is also now like onto like OAN and Newsmax. Like he's like moved to the right of Fox News.
Ah, shit.
Oh yeah, dude. He's talking about the deep state, how they rigged the election. It's wild shit.
I thought my parents becoming resistance libs was like upsetting.
Yeah, I'll tell you why, because it's the only time. It's my father. I hate breaking the bit. My father forces me to disrespect the president because I get so riled up when he talks about Trump that, I mean, again, nobody's ever seen me do it. Nobody's ever seen me disrespect the president. When my dad talks to me, I go, no, you can't like this guy. I feel horrible afterwards.
Yeah. Then you get mad and you have to go tweet something horrific from the Coward Hour account.
I have to tweet something like, please respect the president who is resting in his lawful home.
Yeah.
It's his lawful home.
It's his own bed.
It's his own. It is the president's own bed. What are you gonna, you can't do that to him.
What are you gonna Are you gonna rustle him? You gonna rustle Donald out of his nice bed?
Yeah. Do you think that those beds in the White? Do you think that's the same bed that Abe Lincoln got pussy in?
I think so. I think that's like. I think there's certain furniture that like they name it like they know it's like Lincoln's bed. It's
Damn.
like Buchanan's whatever.
Oh my God! Do you think it's the same chair where Bill Clinton got the fateful blowjob? It's gotta be.
Oh damn! Yeah. Do they just keep the chair like at the desk?
That's got to be a powerful sit, dude. I'm serious. I feel like that's.
Yeah, I would definitely pay like $200 to sit in that chair and know that that's where Clinton did it.
I feel like there's that chair has to have like big like sexual poltergeist energy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You sit down and it's basically like an African fertility statue where like you just have it near you and you're like, damn, I'm getting chubbed up.
Yeah, dude,
I need to go find an intern somewhere.
I want to roll around in those Lincoln sheets. I want to sit in the Clinton chair. Those are the only two presidents, right? That's the only two that I can think of.
I want to go down in the bowling alley. It's so funny that the White House has all this bullshit that I'm sure Trump has like never seen. Like I doubt he's left like his wing.
Well, I think he's probably spending a lot of time. I had this because he's totally lame duck now. I don't know if you saw him pardoning the turkey today. Oh
no,
my
I
God,
didn't.
it was so odd.
What happened?
He seems kind of at peace. He seems like he's really having fun with his last like 2 months. But they brought the two turkeys, corn and cob, and he goes so apparently the vaccine's going to be ready like next week. So that was what he played that up really quick. He said it's
Are you taking it?
We're not going to get a chance to. They're going to distribute it to. We will if there's any bad effects. We'll see them before we even have the option to take it.
If there's any short-term bad effects. I don't know. How we'll go back to the Trump thing, but like, how reliable is Whitney Webb's like website?
It's a lot of discern for yourself. I mean,
Okay.
The reality is the vaccine is 90% effective, which is absurdly good for vaccines. Again, look at the swine flu vaccine
Yeah.
that they rushed to market. It's like that had effects that didn't show up till like 2 or 3 months later. But it'll still be, we probably won't get access to the vaccine, people our age, until like into the third quarter of next year.
Okay.
Because there's only so much. They're going to distribute it to vulnerable, like old and immunocompromised people first. If there's any bad side effects, we will see before we have the option to take it. But also, Brendan, I'll be honest with you, I don't really take vaccines. Okay, they're not a huge part of my
I mean, I
life.
do take vaccines. I get the flu shot every year, but like the article I was reading on, what's it called, Unlimited Hang or whatever.
Right.
It was about how like this is just a completely new kind of vaccine that like has never been approved at all. And it could be really good because it could be like the road to like vaccinating for like Alzheimer's and shit because it like works a completely different way. Or it could paralyze you. We don't know. No one's ever done it.
Well, the way that they
Anyway, I'm sorry. Maybe I'm being like an irresponsible,
No,
like
I-
spreading like
Brendan,
fake news vax
I
stuff.
don't. I think you're. I think that you're fine.
Okay.
I don't think
for
we
some
need to-
reason recently I've been like, oh no, Spotify is gonna get mad at us like we're Rogan.
Nobody cares. People come to this podcast for look. You know what? We're feeling it out. Feel it out with us.
Yeah, yeah.
We are not the news.
If this is your news, please check yourself into some sort of place.
We are not the news. This is strictly a hang.
This is not a news show.
This is get Dylan on Skype right now. Dylan was trying to turn this into a fucking news show last time. I was
Yeah,
a little-
yeah.
Anyway, no, but to your point, it's definitely the way that they're administering it seems very odd compared to all vaccines that I'm aware of because it's like a 2-shot process, and then there's like a 28-day period where if I understand it correctly, you have to wait to see if it's actually effective. It's strange. The way that it's administered is weird.
I think there's other like meningitis. Don't you have to get like 3 shots?
Do you?
I think so. That came out like after I was a teen or whatever.
Right.
So I think I was of the age where they're just like, all right, you might just get diseases fucking and lose your skin or whatever. I don't know
Right.
what meningitis is.
Meningitis is a brain infection.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, it's Pfizer, and I was reading more about like them just like paralyzing Nigerians and being like, whoops.
Yeah. Yes, they do.
Or not even being whoops, just being like, that did not happen.
I mean, the stakes are obviously higher when you're distributing a vaccine to like first world countries. Like you can get away with that in Nigeria and Africa. You can paralyze people. Those people don't even have a driver's license, right? And I don't think that they do. It's not a news show. But I would probably imagine. I mean, it's obviously there have been clinical trials. It's been tested on people. Nobody's had that severe of a reaction yet that we know of. To me, it seems. I don't know. I'll see. I can't really weigh in either way. It doesn't seem like it's going to be anything like the vaccines that they test in Africa or Nigeria, any of like the third world countries where they can get away with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no.
I mean, I'm not saying this from like a fucking Bill Gates is putting microchips in the vaccines like area. It's just like Pfizer has a vested interest in getting whatever the fuck they can out the door and approved so that they can make $1 trillion.
Yeah, Operation Warp Speed, dude.
Yeah.
One of the most successful. I think it's actually like one of. Well, depending on how it pans out, it's like one of the most successful. What's the word I want to use? Operations, for lack of a better word, like in American history. That's what people are calling it.
Pfizer's
right now.
a German company.
No. Operation. No. I'm sorry. I'm talking about the way that Trump threw money at like AstraZeneca, at all of these pharmaceutical companies actually to get these vaccines developed. Like the money that Trump contributed through Operation Warp Speed, which apparently his tactic was just, I don't want to be involved, and anytime I'm confused, we're going to funnel more money into it. It's being lauded as like one of the most successful like operations in American history.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it.
Robbie and I have been talking about it.
Well, there's my think tank.
I mean, look, we'll see. It's a big we'll see. But yeah, Trump, what?
Nothing. I've from the articles that I've skimmed, it seems very much like this was not directly connected to Operation Warp Speed, other than the U.S. government prepaying for doses if it were to come out.
The Pfizer vaccine?
Yeah, or like no, not prepaying, like pledging to buy a certain number.
Yeah, but we 100% contributed to and incentivized development for, I mean, maybe not the Pfizer vaccine, but certainly the AstraZeneca and the, I mean, I think I could look it up on my phone. I was under the impression that it was all companies working on it, but look, Brendan, the point is this is not a new show. Trump was pardoning a turkey.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Let's go back to that. That sounds funny.
He was pardoning a lucky.
It's two guys who have different sets of half the story.
Hang on, wait. Let me.
It's like you and I show up and we both have half the pieces to a different puzzle.
Right.
And we're like, I don't know why this isn't working.
Hang on, wait. Let me just Google. I can do. Watch. I'll do two things. So Trump was pardoning. He was pardoning a turkey, because it's Thanksgiving. Trump had to do this, and he seemed quite blissful. He goes, and look, and there's the bird. It's a lucky, lucky bird. That's a lucky bird, folks. he basically said, he went up to him and he goes, Cobb. The bird's name is Cobb. He goes, Cobb, we forgive you, Cobb. he goes, you're going to have a long, beautiful life. He's like,
wait.
The turkeys were corn and Cobb. No, he was forgetting corn.
Is it part of the tradition that we know what the turkey's crime was?
No.
Like, we forgive you implies like, now Cobb the turkey was convicted of sex trafficking.
Yeah, the turkey was friends with Epstein. Pfizer was involved in Pfizer's Operation Warp Speed supply contract limits federal. So Pfizer was involved with the Operation Warp Speed. It was some contract that we made with them. Look, I just wanted to make sure that I got my facts right.
Okay. All right.
Anyway, so that was NBC. All right. Look, I betrayed myself. I went to a mainstream news source. I'm not supposed to be doing that. I've been getting my news strictly from the Daily Caller and Prison Planet. Look, Biden's in. I'm ready to reverse lean in, dude.
Yeah, I guess we can. Now that Biden's in, we can go back to, like, you remember 2015 when I visited here and we went to Trump's Star on Hollywood Boulevard and mourned?
And we cried. We cried. That was the first time somebody disrespected the president.
He wasn't even the president yet.
Yeah, they had just smashed his star because, oh my God.
How do you even do that?
With a big...
like a hammer? It seems like it'd be too hard for, like, just a sledgehammer.
You forget that there are, like, 90 people on Hollywood Boulevard, like, dressed as Thor. It's so easy. If you have a big hammer, it's pretty easy to just, like, slip away into a crowd of freaks.
I meant more just, like, from the strength. Like, do you need, like, a jackhammer?
Yeah, that's a good point, because you wouldn't imagine that it was like a fucking like ripped 6'2" dude smashing Trump's star.
Well, what he probably had to do was the guy who did it dressed up like a construction worker, then he had another guy dress up as a cop, another guy dress up as an Indian, and then they just sign some autographs, do the YMCA, and then when no one's looking, he quick takes it out.
Yeah, just like that. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, which actually that's my camouflage method for all scenarios. It has not worked once.
Just disappear into a YMCA tribute group.
Yeah.
I drove by I walked by the YMCA. I haven't driven anywhere. I walked by the YMCA when I was walking to the bus stop from hospital jail, and I was like, damn, why didn't I ever try to stay there? Instead of just like staying in like shady ass hostels.
Can you even still do that?
I'm pretty sure they have rooms there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I just read an article about people like living at the YMCA.
Oh yeah, you could have just lived in a shelter. I feel like you're scrappy. You could have made it happen.
Well, they're pretty protective in shelters. I don't know. I would have felt bad. There's other people. There's people in the city who are losing their minds in the streets.
Yeah, but those people don't. They don't go to the shelter.
That's true. I watched one of them like masturbating under an overpass today. Like it's like, man, go inside,
or at least turn.
Yeah, turn. Well, he was. Well, no, it was funnier than that because he was in a sleeping bag. So on the overpass,
so you can see
yes,
that.
Yeah. So I watched the sleeping bag rising and falling furiously. But there's this. I guess he's under the underpass on the way towards Echo Park Lake, like from where I live off of Temple. there's this like gated part of the underpass that somebody has thrown. He's gotten his entire life over the gate, like separating it. I'm not kidding, dude. He has like a hot plate with a skillet with like you can see old eggs in it. He has cabinets in there. He's got like
there's outlets in there.
No, I wonder how he was powering that. But there was a skillet on a hot plate.
Nice.
I don't know how the fuck he figured that one out. But
Hell yeah.
But he has like a bunch of cabinets. So like if he wasn't wearing any clothes, but maybe that's because he put them away.
Yeah, he had them folded nicely while he's masturbating in public. And then he stops and he buttons back up his shirt and tucks in his pants into his khakis. Yeah, a lot of homeless people in LA. Like sometimes I'll drive past and there's like a stove and like a kitchen table. I'm like, that's a house.
It's a total house, dude. You gotta go to Echo Park Lake. They've created a house. They've created an outdoor house. Like, see, they've like pooled. Some of the furniture looks antique, and you're like, how did you get this here?
Yeah, that is true. It is a lot of. I mean, I guess it's all like trash.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you look at it and you're like, damn, that's solid wood.
It is really weird to see a tent city that is tastefully appointed. And there's
Are they hanging art?
Yeah, there's a lot of that in LA where like the homeless people here still insist on like, yeah, exactly. They still insist on like tying the room together.
Yeah. They hang up I forget who fucking did it. They hang up a print of that. It's the girl in the field, like the farm girl. Like,
Andrew Wyeth.
Yeah, reaching out her arm to like the farmhouse. They're like, nah, that's a little on the nose. Take that down.
Yeah, take down Cynthia's World. That's one of my favorite paintings.
It's a good painting.
It's really bad. I realize I have a list of favorite paintings that I bring up regularly in conversation with people.
I have like 2 or 3 artists that I'm like, you know, some kind of like slightly deep cut artists, and 100% of them were just on OkCupid girls' profiles when I lived in a town with an art college. So I'm like, oh, who do you know? I really like Joan Miro.
Well, I used to say this fucking thing where I was like, it's bad. A girl called me out on it one time because I love Van Gogh, specifically like Bedroom and Arles and like the Night Cafe, because they're bizarre and they're dark, and it feels like it's when his mental illness was like starting to seep into his work.
Yeah,
because he was like kind of a boring painter prior to that. And I'm like, yeah, I love the Night Cafe.
This is his Coward Hour season 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to start referring to the first 50 episodes as our blue period.
But I was talking to this girl and I was like, yeah, I really love the Night Cafe, but to really appreciate it, you've got to see it in person. So you got to actually like see like the brush strokes on the canvas. And she was like, have you seen the Night Cafe in person? She's like, where did you see that? Were you in France recently? Like, I was like, I mean, I've just, I was like, I saw a photo of it taken from an angle where you could see the brushstrokes raised, which was also a lie, but it was what I pulled out at the last minute.
I like that you probably didn't even read that in like someone's description of seeing it. You probably just like made it up.
No, I do think somebody said that to me. I think somebody's. I think because I think I learned it because
like a movie about a pretentious person.
No, it was a real pretentious. It was a real pretentious person. I wish I could remember who said it, because here's why. It was like I was trying to adapt, right? Because I was pretentiously talking about Van Gogh, even though I'd never seen it in real life, and then another pretentious person called me out for having never seen it in real life and saying you can't understand Van Gogh until you've seen the brushstrokes on the canvas. So in that moment, I was not only embarrassed, but I was like, I'm going to use that next, so that this doesn't happen again.
I feel so free. Like I hit a certain age where now I'm just like, oh yeah, I don't know shit about that. I'm a fucking dummy.
Definitely.
It's like, oh, that band, I'll never listen to them.
Right.
Ever. I don't even...
I'm there with you too now, but when you're 19, it's a different story.
Oh, no, yeah, when you're 19?
It's so different, dude.
Yeah. When you're 19 and you're like trying to make a girl watch some boring black and white movie that she hates, that you don't even like.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Just like, would you like to watch 400 Blows with me? 17-year-old girl.
I did that to so many women. It's funny, I'll still do that with my girlfriend now, but it's the opposite, where like she'll see what movies I'm watching on Netflix, or like she'll see me like tweeting about something. She's like, "What is that? I want to watch it." I'm like, "You don't want to watch it." And she's like, "I want to watch it." And then she actually likes it. I'm like, "Okay, this is nice.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
That's love.
That's real love is your girlfriend approving of your Criterion queue."
For me, I'm in like a nice zen place where it's like, maybe I'm wrong, but for the most part, I pretty much feel like the things that I like when I watch alone, my girlfriend would not be into. Now, I could be wrong, because she did watch all of The Sopranos in secret so that she could understand more why I liked it, like early in our relationship.
That's so strange.
She's like, wow, this guy talks about The Sopranos a lot. I should watch it so that I can talk to him about it.
That's really funny.
Yeah. And it touched me. I was like, wow, this girl's nice. But like now, I just watch like cartoons with her and stuff, because that's what she likes. And for the most part, I'm like, this is sick. This is something I would never have watched.
Right, if you were alone. Well, when Bay was here, I was falling asleep too. I got Shudder, and I watched this like guy, Joe Bob Briggs, who like he used to have this show on
I was just saying, that's another level of it, where it's like the girl's trying to sleep and you're watching like a boring movie.
Well, she didn't care. No. I was like, because I need Joe Bob to fall asleep. He used to have this show called Monster Vision, where he would show like old shitty movies, and he would do segments in between where he's like, and he's like,
this is your version of someone who has to like smoke pot every night before they can go to bed.
I have to listen to facts about like Larry Cohen movies.
Well, I can't just relax with my wits about me and go to sleep. The thing that all humans need.
So like through osmosis of me watching this like old, because he's like a conservative like cowboy guy, and he's got like this porn star male girl, Darcy the Mail. It's something that like Bay should hate. And Bay has like fallen in love with Joe Bob and Darcy. She like sends me pictures of them, and she doesn't have like a Shudder account, so she'll just text me like, "I miss Joe Bob," with like a sad face. It's been crazy, because everything that I've been like, "You don't want to watch this," she's like, "I want to watch it," and then she likes it more than I do, and I'm like, "Great, where were you when I was fucking in high school?"
Thankfully, not there. Because you would have terrorized her.
That's true. I was a very different person in high school. Yeah, I guess this is the best possible version of me that she could have met. Oh my God.
Same here. I'm glad I hopefully don't have to meet any more women, because I feel like it's only going downhill from here. I think
like
this was
in
the
life?
plan. I mean, meet them, but like,
Right.
I'm all set.
You've got the one.
Yeah.
You've secured the bag.
I have secured the bag, and I will not drop this bag.
Please do not drop your bag, Brendan. That is a great way to catch a charge. to hold Bay over your head and drop her, and then tell the police that insist that you thought that you had it.
Yeah, when you fucking Eric Clapton your Bay. That's a rough one.
That's a rough one, dude. You can't do that. Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? It's a nice feeling.
It is nice. Being loved is very strange.
Yeah,
I still don't trust it.
I know, I can tell. Well, you don't trust anything. We were talking about you.
Okay.
Well, it's hard not to. You don't trust any sense of a constant in your life. You're a man who seems you're in this sort of, it's like a cyclical state of like flux or this inevitable tumult. I think it's why you rearrange your room every 3 months. I think it's why you know what I mean? So I understand why you don't trust it, because I think that you feel most at peace when like you don't settle into something. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, it took me a long time till. I mean, a lot of that, I think, what you're describing is just bipolar disorder.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. It,
I'm like a psychologist in like the 1910s.
Yeah.
It's like I'm
it
diagnosing.
appears you live in cycles.
I'm diagnosing you with cyclical tumult.
Yeah, you fucking idiot. But yeah, it did take me a long time to let my guard down.
Right.
You know, because 100% of the time that I've done that in my life, it ended in me very upset for a long time.
You're looking for predators, dude.
It's true.
You can't nestle into your bed because you heard a twig snap.
Absolutely, that's it.
Totally.
But the twig snap is like an ex-girlfriend's phone lighting up in the dark. I'm like, who is that?
That's so funny. Well, I hope that you learn to trust it. Dude.
No, I mean, this isn't going to be funny at all, and it might be
go ahead.
really gay to
No,
share.
go off, dude.
But we, you know, it's been 1 year since our first date. We went to a cabin, and as a present, she made a book, like had it printed and everything, and it's a bunch of one panel drawings of different like dumbass things I've done in our relationship. So it's just like it's her with the list about like having listened to our podcast for the first time, being like, I have some questions, and me going, oh no. And then the one like on Instagram of like me, like her calling me a simp and
Yeah,
stuff.
so I was great.
Yeah.
Sent that right to the group chat.
Yeah, so it's just like it's a bunch of those, and I was reading it and I was just like weeping.
Really?
Because I was like, wow, no one has ever loved me like this.
Well, yeah, where she's literally like, I love you for your weaknesses and faults as well as everything else. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, no, it wasn't just like faults. It was like, it was just generally silly moments, like from both of us.
Right. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it in a way that was attacking you. I mean, instead
That would be funny if it was just bloopers. It's just me like totaling my car. It's like, I love you.
No, I meant what I meant is you don't feel like you have to like be afraid of being vulnerable or hiding vulnerability, because she's like, yeah, I see it. It is silly, but I still love you for it. And this is like a tribute to it. That's nice.
It is nice.
Right, yeah.
And it's I don't know, it was very strange just like holding it and being like, wow, this is so much more effort than like anyone has ever gone into like giving me a present and making me like feel loved.
Nice.
This is very strange.
That's great, man.
My last girlfriend broke up with me, or no, she didn't break up with me. She just got on a train to New York to fuck her ex on my birthday. So then she didn't have to give me a gift.
Right. I'm sorry that it happened to you, but I am also taking notes. I almost did the reverse of that to a comic in Baltimore, and his I shouldn't even talk about this.
Yeah, what the fuck are you doing?
I got like a reverse of that invitation where like this comic in Baltimore was dating this beautiful, beautiful woman, who like whenever she would see me, like she would be with him and she would like run over and like put her arms around me and like hug me and like tell me to come to dinner with them. And now and for a while she was like dating like one of like the co-founders of Twitter, and now I think she like lives in like New York or San Francisco. But while they were together, she was like, Nick, I'm subletting in New York for 2 months. You should come up and stay with me. And I was like, aren't you dating Chris? She's like, yeah, but I didn't invite him.
Don't say his name.
That's okay. I think it's okay. I think it's okay.
Damn.
I didn't do it.
Uh-huh.
I didn't go up there. He's not with her anymore. He doesn't subscribe to the Patreon. Everything's great.
Jesus Christ.
She was very nice to me. She told me that I could have been a model. It's fun. I have very fond memories of her.
Isn't it nice being in a small pond?
It is.
You're in Baltimore, like, wow, look at Nick Oldershaw, a 10.
People are like, he's going to be famous as long as he doesn't actually try to go be famous.
Yeah, that's the thing, is you love the ideal scenario is to be back in that place with everybody believing in you.
Oh, it's the greatest.
Yeah. Then you move here, you're like, it appears a lot of people had people back home believe in them.
Yes, but
And then even people who had no one believe in them
who are still there. But the flip side is you stay there, you become Tommy Simbazo, or you become, I'm dropping names. You know what I mean?
Now, this podcast has gotten to the point where now we drop names of people we don't even have beef with.
Yeah, well, I mean, Tommy Simbazo is he's just the perfect example of what I'm talking about. Look, Brendan, look, I'm trying to articulate my point as best I can. All I'm trying to do here is impart wisdom and tell tales. So I'm going to do that in the most efficient way possible.
You're speaking your truth,
I'm
Nick.
speaking my truth constantly.
And that's comedy.
Um,
Speaking of comedy, did you see the trailer for that fucking... It's like... So if anyone's listening, you should watch our buddy Tom Brink, who's been on the show a bunch. He made these parody Netflix trailers of like fake, horrible Netflix stand-up specials.
Yeah, they're so good. Just search Netflix.
It's like, I think it's at Netflix stand-up because I don't think Netflix got it.
Well, just search like Nigel Crisps or Bernie Rock, and then go to the channel and watch all of them because they're fucking amazing.
There's one of me. I'm hot.
Yeah. Oh, Brendan's is great.
I'm like 135 pounds.
Yeah.
By the way, stepped on the scale the other day.
Fattest you've ever been.
Fattest I've ever been.
I
keep doing it.
I saw the tweet before you deleted it.
Yeah, did you see me tweet it and then even though it was getting likes, delete it because I was like ashamed of myself for trying to make this funny?
I knew that's exactly what happened.
I've been eating some baked chicken and veggies since. Only that.
Well, yeah, I almost responded to you. I literally almost responded to you like, buddy, get help.
No, it's okay. I've been calorie counting. I'm good.
Calorie counting's good.
Yeah. As a short man, though, I get fucking 1,500 calories. It sucks.
That's all you get?
That's all I get.
Damn,
I'm so small.
Yeah, you know.
But anyway, Netflix put up this trailer for the worst fucking shit I've ever seen. Where, like, if you thought Nanette was the bottom, it's called Nate. And I remember seeing a poster for this, whoever that is, doing this live show at Lyric. Like when I used to go to the mic, and I'm like, well, that looks like horse shit.
Right.
And the best I can tell is it's this girl comic who's like doing this character. I think it's supposed to be like a toxic man or something. And the trailer has no laughs. Instead, it cuts away to testimonials.
What?
Yeah.
Holy fuck, dude.
Like the one trailer I watched, it's her she's like dancing and she like moves her butt like towards this guy in the audience and is like motioning for him to slap it. And then when he does, she like stops and Me Too's him.
What?
And then it just cuts to and then it just cuts to Amy Poehler like it's a very brave show. Like whatever.
What the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
What's the commentary there even?
I don't fucking know.
Like, with that bit, what is that bit?
There's another clip where like she pours like LaCroix on her face and is like, I guess that's what it's like to cry. And like maybe this is out of context, but it seems like it's like Nanette, Sarah Cooper, they keep fucking digging.
Well, I think the testimonial thing, they probably learned something from the Alana Glazer special when like all the trailers that they cut for that didn't have any laughs. They didn't even like I'm amazed they didn't juice the laughs. But like I don't even here's the thing. Of course it's out of context. It's the trailer for a comedy special, right? But like, and maybe, again, if we're going to go like full objective benefit of the doubt, maybe the bits are hard to cut up. I certainly have that problem on here.
Or like, I mean, sometimes when you're doing weird, abstract, deconstructive comedy, like there are Stuart Lee bits that have had me dying, like crying, laughing, that any 30-second clip of it would be complete horseshit.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I'm just saying all these caveats to get out of the way so I can just be on the record as being objective. Now that I've said that, sounds like a big piece of shit.
Yeah.
Sounds like a terrible idea for a fucking show.
Yeah.
I mean, what is funny about like making a guy uncomfortable? Because like when you're an audience member in a show, and the comedian comes up to you, like, whatever the fucking bit is, that's now like the spotlight's on you. That's like a weird, like, high pressure situation for that audience member, because, like, if you don't do what the comedian wants, you're fucking up the show for everybody else. So it's weird that she was, like, you know, like, coercing this guy into smacking her ass and then trying to make a point by, I assume, unironically, like, berating him for doing that. You know what I mean?
Well, it's one of those, like, it's unclear. It's like, well, what's the bit here? Is the bit that it's ridiculous for you to be doing that? Because I don't think that is what you think.
Right, exactly.
But, like, that's the only way this is a joke.
Right.
So are you not doing jokes? I mean, yes, but, like,
I don't even
how do you even explain this?
I don't even think some of these, like, alt comics or people who, I don't even know if some of these people even understand why they've gotten into comedy, other than it's my turn to do whatever I want for an hour and I'm just going to follow my impulse. I don't know. I mean, I see more and more of that the more I, like, watch, like, East Side comics, like, have careers after, like, 3 or 4 years. It's like there doesn't seem to be a roadmap for what they want to do. They just want to be the center of attention. And that's exactly what this sounds like. I don't know anything about this fucking comic. I'm going to watch this after this show because it sounds so Is it on Netflix already?
I don't. I think it's on Netflix December 1st.
That's going to be a nice way to fucking celebrate Black Friday or whatever.
Yeah.
That's what I'll do.
It's insane that, like, the bullshit that used to be in, like, good comedy theater is now on Netflix.
On Netflix.
Yeah.
God damn, that really sucks.
It is a bomb. Like, it is so crazy for them to top the fucking Trump lip sync special 3 weeks later.
Yeah, have you seen that her Twitter is nothing but just, like, sanctimonious bullshit now?
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's no jokes, just serious tweets about. It's weird. Like, now that Trump is, like, out.
I mean, was she a comic? Like,
she was a TikTok lady, I think. Like, I don't know if she even has a background. I don't know a lot about Sarah Cooper. I know that special's a fucking train wreck, and I know that weirdly now that she has all this clout, I do know that she's mainly using her platform to, like, just tweet sanctimoniously about the president, who's
gone.
Let me take a knee really quick.
I tweeted this and I got 0 likes, but, like, I'm taking it upon myself to be the police chief at the end of Black Klansman for all comedy, where I'm just like, well, there's no further threats, so I'm shutting down the department. Great job, everybody, but there's no more of this. We're letting white guys back in JFL. Thank you very much for your service.
Yeah, we got the one guy.
Look, I'm looking at this as, like, one of those fantasy movies where you kill the boss and then just, like, a rainbow goes over the hillside and, like,
exactly.
all the trees come back.
That's it. Well, I mean, look,
we're saying slurs again, baby.
On some level, the scales were balanced because Trump, even though we got rid of all other funny white guys, Trump became the funniest white guy of all time. So, like, again, the scales of justice have a way of.
And Trump, I mean, he got so much stage time.
Trump released, I mean, he essentially, if you watch the rallies that are all saved and archived on YouTube, Trump released something like, 200 specials? He did 200 Chappelle-length specials.
And he's killing.
Yeah, he's
I
crushing.
have never seen a clip of, like, Trump saying something and it falling flat at one of these rallies.
No, he's so fucking good. He's so unbelievably good. Dude, he was crushing today, pardoning fucking Corn the turkey.
That would be funny. I mean, I'm sorry, I don't mean to disrespect the president, but it would be funny if, like, Cosby style, he's still trying to do rallies in prison, people, like, throwing rolls at him.
Brandon, Trump's not going to prison.
I know.
How is Donald Trump going to go to prison?
He won't.
He won't.
But it's funny to imagine.
I just don't like to disrespect the president. You know what? We'll talk about this. We'll have this conversation when he's not president anymore. We'll see how I feel. Right now, he's resting in his lawful home. Please.
Now, does Biden get these same protections? I feel like we're like the Secret Service. This podcast just the concept of the president.
We have to respect. Oh, hang on. Wait a minute. You've got me here. I don't like this at all. No. Because I'll tell you why not. Rigged election. Rigged election. Not my president, dude.
Well, I mean, I guess it has to be devil's advocate, right?
It has to be devil's advocate.
Like how you've been defending Armenians recently, and I was thinking about that. I was like, why is Nick doing that? And I realized, it's the first time that being a devil's advocate means being woke in like 5 years.
Yeah, well, that's partially it. I also watched a lot of videos of Azeris cutting off their heads, and I was like, damn, this is bad. It's Christian persecution.
Yeah. I was this is gonna be so racist.
No, let's hear it, dude.
I was in the group chat. I was talking to like Julian and Dylan about Armenians, and I was like, hey, am I missing something? Like, should I care about this? And they were like, well, yeah, it is really messed up. And you should separate your rightful hate for Armenian Americans and empathize with Armenians. And I'm like, all right, that makes sense. And then I was like, I wonder how Armenians feel about other genocides. So I Googled like Armenian Uyghurs to see like, I don't know, is anybody writing about like any Armenians talking about other genocides in the world? And there was one article on like Armenian Today or some website where the guy was talking about how like Armenians should use their voices to speak out against other genocides because in addition to wanting theirs recognized, they should also be working that no one else ever experiences that. Sure. And all the comments were like, no, because the Chinese Muslims are a CIA-created front to assault Armenian values by normalizing homosexuality. Like,
Yeah, well, that...
a lot of, I mean, granted, a lot of uncles probably in this.
Well,
but like universally, the comment section, the name was like, "Should Armenians care about the Uyghur genocide?"
Right.
And every single comment was like, "No."
You picked the worst one because Muslims are the people killing Armenians. So I don't think Armenians are gonna like Chinese. But it's already a very dicey combo for Armenians. You start with Chinese, which is not great. Then you throw in Muslim. They're like, no, get out of here.
Well, you already lost me on Chinese.
Yeah, you already lost me on Chinese for sure. Look, it's okay, true, but like, dude, how often do you see like Jewish people speaking about other genocides, like Israelis specifically? You know, everybody cares about their own thing. You know what I mean? The Armenians are getting damn genocided. I feel bad. Also, I should also mention my endearment towards Armenians is the fact that every time I go to hospital jail, I'm taken care of and washed and swaddled by like 100 Armenian mommies.
Well, as a man currently trying to sell things on Craigslist, they are very rude hagglers.
Well, yeah, that's true. You are not wrong there at all. But look, man, they're Armenians truly respect the art of the deal.
Yeah.
You
I mean, no, it's fun. I can appreciate it too, but it's like, it like quickly gets personal.
Oh yeah. They're Middle Eastern people are. Look, dude, they're like sand Italians. They're quick to anger and they're very sensitive.
Hey, don't you speak about Italians like that,
Brendan? They are. They're the Italians of the desert, dude. Yeah, Armenian people.
Yeah, you know how like every race has a slur that's just like a word followed by the N-word, like bagel N-word, spaghetti N-word.
No, I did not know this.
You've never heard this?
I've never. I mean, I've heard sand N-word, but I've never.
Yeah,
heard,
there's
I've never
sand
heard
N-word.
spaghetti N-word.
I've heard this, but I'm gonna start like rooting everything in WAP. So like Arabs are sand WAPs.
That's great.
Yeah,
that's a great way to get away with it.
Black people are jungle WAPs.
Holy shit, that's great. That's really good.
That was one of those riffs where like I feel anxiety coat my body after I say it.
Behind a paywall, dude.
Beyond the paywall.
Is Africa a jungle?
No, I don't think so.
So jungle, I don't even want to say the real thing. So that doesn't even... Who is that referring to?
I mean, wait, the Congo. There's definitely jungles in Africa.
Oh, yeah, the Congo. You're right.
Yeah. In fact, there is a lot of jungle in Africa.
See?
This is another classically Coward Hour incorrect detail.
I just can't imagine that that's true. If I know two things about Africa, well, I only know one thing about Africa, and that it's Egypt. That's the only thing. I thought that I knew what Africa was, and then people explained to me that it was Egypt, and I'm like, okay, so that's what Africa is, and I can't learn anything else about Africa.
As a kid, like learning about Egypt in elementary school, did you understand that they were black?
Well, they're not really.
No? All right, like I guess North African is kind of closer to Middle Eastern.
Yeah, it's closer to Middle Eastern.
For me, it was like Sunday school style, where it's like, these are white people.
Oh, like you saw the picture of like the blue-eyed like pharaoh and all that shit.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
yeah, dude. That's just what you thought. You thought that Egyptians were white people.
That's what I assumed. I didn't know geography.
Yeah, I'm only just now learning like where the states are.
Yeah.
Like I just realized that. Oh,
Look, when you go to white high school, white elementary school, if they don't tell you that someone's not white, you're supposed to just assume.
I just learned that.
I'm reading George Washington Carver. I'm like, oh, I've heard of him, white guy.
Yeah, man. I'm so like geographically retarded. I've only just started figuring out like how the United States is arranged, and then like whenever I start to even like think about, I'm learning. It's weird. I'm like learning more about the Middle East just because I've been following like the Karabakh like Azeri Armenian conflict. So I'm like learning a little bit, but like I didn't realize that Pennsylvania and Ohio are next to each other.
They are.
Yeah, I thought that Ohio was like
Those states touch your state.
nuh-uh. Ohio see, this is why I feel so funny, because like, so when I was friends with like Dom and Tim and all these people online when I was a kid, and like Dustin who was in Ohio, they would all talk about meeting up. They were like, Nick, like, why don't you like come like meet up? Tim and Dom were in New Jersey, Dustin was in Ohio, and they were like, Nick, like, why don't you come like meet up with us? We'll hang out. When I was little, I was like, I can't drive for 3 days. I thought that Ohio was like near Arizona. I thought that I didn't think it was feasible at all. Same with New Jersey. I didn't realize like I could be in New Jersey in the same day. I thought that it would be like a 2-day trip.
You can go to the beach and just chill and go back.
No way. I know that now. Yeah, when I finally started driving for comedy, and like I like would drive to PA in New Jersey to do shows, like on the way back I was like, man, I'm so stupid. Like
Yeah, it's weird. Like, I mean, I drove to Big Bear this weekend, and I was like, man, this is boring and long. But like back then, I was so desensitized that I was just like, oh, I'm gonna drive 3 hours to Gettysburg for 5 minutes. Okay.
yeah.
And then I'm gonna get back at 5 a.m. and go to work.
Yeah, that was the craziest part. I do like driving. When Bay and I were in Michigan, I really liked driving like just like for hours through like these old towns. But have you seen, on a related note, have you seen what Tom Green is doing?
No, tell me.
Oh, dude. Tom Green, he's my man got the good ending. Tom Green is living in a van, by choice.
He's like the light to Owen Benjamin's dark.
100%. 100. So Tom Green got a dog. He's living in a van that's like a full home that he's converted. He has a drone, and he's making like ambient, like Brian Eno inspired electronic music. And he's right now driving across the country, finding like beautiful landscapes and ghost towns, getting ridiculous drone footage of it, and just like narrating like, you know, just like this weird travelogue, and then putting his like Onyx Point Never-esque electronic score under it. He's wearing a cowboy hat. He's grown out his hair. He's got a cowboy hat on. I have never seen somebody more at peace in my life. It is.
Damn, I am jealous.
Yeah, dude. Look up like the video I just put up today, Ghost Towns of Texas. Just search Tom Green's channel on YouTube. You will feel so fucking good after watching like an hour of these videos. He's the fucking man.
That sounds like that definitely has like a Dan Bell appeal to it.
Where is the Dan Bell crossover, dude? I need Dan Bell and Tom Green to link up and explore some dead malls.
Has Dan Bell died of COVID?
No, because I mean Dan Bell's never around people to begin with. He goes to places where there aren't anybody. Like,
you know, he's hooking up. You know, he's fucking.
Yeah, he is.
You know, he's got a couple of twinks in the car who are out, you know, breaking their bubble.
Yeah, he's literally always like, you know, he's this hilariously fat like gay man from Baltimore, and the young men that he has with him are beautiful. Like, he just has these beautiful young gay men going into haunted hotels with him.
He's like a Mad Max guy. He's just got like this lithe, beautiful boy on the back of his motorcycle.
And he's converted the Marley Station Mall into a palace.
Yeah.
You're right. Dan Bell is fully prepping for the collapse.
Dude, so I finally watched all the Mad Max movies, and Fury Road was good, but where did all the art direction go?
What do you mean? Like
it looks like a metal video now. It's like, where's all the hilarious gay overtones?
oh yeah, well, I think George Miller got a little woke.
Really?
Yeah, I think that he's, especially because the next one is going to be just about Furiosa, and I'm like,
I mean, it could even be woke. I want like a midget with like a mask covering behind his head, like the fucking weird costumes
yeah,
like that.
that's true. Yeah,
Like,
you're right. I mean, well, there was touches of that. Like there was like the guitar guy was kind of absurd and cool. You know, the guy with the flaming guitar when they're chasing him.
yeah.
Did you like that?
But like in the original Mad Maxes, it looked like everyone spent time on their costume.
That's very true. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. There's
Like every raider is somehow just like an expert avant-garde dresser.
Yeah, I guess you're right. There's kind of this, as glossy as Fury Road is, something gets lost.
Yeah, because I mean, really, that's my favorite part about those movies. It's just like the weird fucking vibe. Like in Bartertown, where you're like, it feels like Star Wars almost.
Well,
It feels like they're aliens.
The cool thing about those movies is the progression from the first movie is like clearly just like a low budget exploitation movie into studio pictures. I always think is kind of interesting. But did you like that what's the bad guy in Fury Road? What's his name?
I forget.
He's the same guy who plays Toe Cutter in the first one. Same actor.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, I thought that was cool that they brought him back. Just like how the gyrocopter guy is back in Mad Max 3, but it's not the same character.
Oh, it's not?
It's not. George Miller stated it is explicitly not the same character. He just wanted to work with Bruce Spence again.
That's so confusing.
Yeah, because when Max meets him, he doesn't act like he remembers him, even though it's been fairly recently since that. Like you would fucking remember that guy.
Yeah, and at the end of the second movie, they say they never saw him again.
Yes, exactly. Well, it's even like
Yeah, that 3 got turned into Hook real fast. It was very confusing.
yeah, it's never good when Max is like, I got all these kids.
Those raiders had better not find out about a place with water and all the children.
Now the question is, have you watched Hell Comes to Frogtown yet?
No, I haven't yet.
Okay, those movies are even better because it's the reverse of Mad Max. They start out with a budget and then they degrade until, I think the last one is called like Max Hell Toad Warrior. And it was shot without, and the guy who was making these, he developed this process of filmmaking. It's like Dogma 95 times infinity. He calls it Zen filmmaking, which is, we don't have permits, we don't have a script, we don't have special effects. And we're just gonna make the movie on the fly, basically.
He's basically doing it like Be Kind Rewind.
Yeah, he's literally Be Kind rewinding his own franchise. Yeah, dude, but the first one, Hell Comes to Frogtown, is fucking awesome. It's one of my favorite bad movies.
I'll check it out. I downloaded it.
His name is Sam Hell.
Also like this whole time I assumed like, oh, Fury Road must be like a sequel, and that's why Mel Gibson can't play him. Then I'm watching it, I'm like, Mel Gibson isn't even older than Tom Hardy, like barely.
Yeah,
He could have been in this movie.
He couldn't have, because Brendan.
Well, I'm gonna devote my life to deep faking him into it.
Well, because George Miller and Mel Gibson are still friends. Like Mel was at the premiere, but this was like after the voicemails. Mel hadn't been rehabilitated yet to be in Mad Max, but like,
this was before Daddy's Home too.
Yeah, the movie would be way better if it was Mel.
Yes, so much better.
Yeah, it's also, how did he get the car back? Because doesn't he blow the car up? And like the V8 Interceptor is back in the beginning of Fury Road, and he blows it up at the end of the Road Warrior, right?
Clearly, George Miller is not a man for details.
No, not at all. Well, he is, just not like sequel to sequel details.
Yeah. Damn. There should really be like 9 Mad Max movies starring Mel.
There should be a Mad Max movie every year.
Yeah, do it like Call of Duty.
Yeah, dude, there should be that's a great, have you played the Mad Max game?
I've started playing it. It's okay. It hasn't really grabbed me yet.
Oh, I really liked it. Well, you can break it, but like for the first 5 hours of the game, those are the best 5 because you find a bullet like I think like I had like 3 bullets, and it's really hard to find bullets, so like they feel really valuable. As you get deeper into the game, they're everywhere, and it's not as fun. But like when you're riding around and just like fucking like hitting cars, and you're like, okay, am I gonna use my 1 shotgun shell to kill this guy? I am. It feels so fucking good.
Yeah, that is sick.
Yeah, I liked it. I
Yeah,
played it a lot.
it's also weird that you just have like a leper like
Yeah,
fixing your car.
yeah. You're not nice to him either.
No, you're not nice to him at all.
That's the other cool thing about. So I'm sorry to turn this into a movie podcast, but like watching Max go from being like a principled guy to like a dude who's essentially acting in his own interest back into a selfless hero is like such an interesting like multi-movie arc. For
Yeah,
me.
yeah. Was I was confused in Fury Road, like when it shows the flashbacks of people being like, "You were supposed to save us." Like, were those people from the other movies? Were those just like it? Is it implied that like he then found more people to care about in between the movies that he lost?
Yeah, I think it's just kind of supposed to be. It's semi a sequel because obviously the events of the first movie and maybe even the events of the Road Warrior happened, but I think it's just kind of supposed to be like an installment. That's not necessarily, you can't place where it happens.
Well, in any case, I demand that it be uncanonized like Halloween 3, and I want Mel Gibson to be in it again.
I hope that the technology gets there to where we can put Mel in the movie. It's all, I can't believe nobody's deep faked. I bet they have. I should YouTube that. Deep faking Mel onto Tom Hardy's like face.
Yeah, Tom Hardy, like, I like him enough, he's fine, but I didn't think he was good in that movie at all.
I'm not a big... the only movie where Tom Hardy is awesome is Venom. I don't know if you've seen Venom.
No.
Dude, it's like... It's weird. I would compare it to like... I don't know, like Liar Liar or like The Mask. Because there is a lot of CG, but the beginning of the movie is like Tom Hardy, like Venom is inside him, and like he's not turning into Venom yet, but he's like losing control of himself. And Tom Hardy is doing like full on like pratfalls. He's like, he's just like, there's this part where for some reason, because Venom is inside him, he just starts shoving frozen tater tots into his mouth. He lowers himself into a tank of live lobsters and starts like biting their heads off. It is, and it's like a method performance. Tom Hardy's like turning in like a method acting performance, and it's I love that movie. When I saw that movie in theaters, I was like, this is the fucking best movie I've ever seen. There's a part where
You love like everyone's least favorite superhero movies.
No, dude, because there's a part, I'm telling you, there's a part where Venom is trying to get Tom Hardy to like jump off of a building, and Tom Hardy doesn't want to do it, so then like it quickly cuts to him getting out of an elevator, and Venom goes, "Oh, you pussy." He calls him a fucking pussy. I was just incredible, and then like Eminem's song starts playing. I was incredibly tickled by the whole movie.
Maybe there is hope that we could have a career. We could write something that retarded.
Yeah, if fucking Venom can get made, and you know,
It's so funny because like they definitely got several pitches of how they would do Venom.
oh, totally.
And they're like, "Oh, eating lobsters, Eminem."
Yeah.
That's let me put my rubber seal on that.
Yeah. We need to have Eminem do an original song for Venom. And it's great because the song, it's Eminem literally singing about the character Venom. That's like why it's so awesome. It's Venom. I love Venom. I had seen nothing but shit movies that year. I went to Venom expecting to hate it, and I was like, wow, you got me for the full like 2 hours I was there. You get to see Venom with tits. They're sexy Venom. There's a lot to love in Venom, dude.
Oh, well, I'm definitely jacking off to Girl Venom.
Oh, when you look up Girl Venom, you will bust both of your nuts. You will bust.
My balls will explode.
You like a double barrel shotgun. You will unload the right nut and then the left nut.
Yeah, I fucking hate when I do that. 2 distinct sprays.
I hate when I have to reload the cum in my balls.
I hate when one ball rises, the other falls like they're on a pulley.
I curse my mechanical nuts. Oh my fucking god!
You know how like did you ever see that movie? What was it called? The one where like it was terrible. It was when we were kids. It was like they find a dog. The dog's a cop or something. The dog like bites out like multiple guys' balls.
Excuse me?
Yeah, it's like a drug dealer. Fuck it. What's
The
it?
dog is a cop. The dog's a cop? What? Not K9 or like...
No, it's maybe the dog isn't a cop, but it's like
I would be shocked.
it's like a kid or like a I don't know.
Okay. No, keep explaining it. Do you remember anything else? Who's in it?
I remember that like it's like a repeated gag somehow that the dog like rips people's balls out of their sacks.
This is a child's movie?
It is. I saw it as a kid.
He rips the...
And at the end of the movie, the guy like the guy gets like a fake ball put in because like the dog took out his ball. And then at the end of the movie, the dog takes out his other ball, and then he's in jail and his balls are clacking.
Wait, I remember this.
You do?
I remember this. What the fuck is this movie? Hang on. Wait, I have
If that happened to me, the reason I brought this up is I'd definitely get a third ball.
You just
Yeah,
throw an extra ball in?
Yeah.
Wait, I'm so determined to know what this is. Do you want to Jamie this for a minute?
Yeah. Let's Jamie this.
Because the balls...
Let's Jamie this, and we'll do a director's commentary.
The balls clacking together, I didn't know what you were talking about until you said that, and I was like, oh yeah, that I specifically remember. Dog bites, balls clacking.
C-Spot Run.
Yes,
Hell
I
yeah.
remember C-Spot Run. Holy fuck. He was a cop.
He was? Damn, what the fuck was this
Was he?
synopsis?
Yeah,
We gotta
look.
read this.
Is he like a DEA dog?
Who's in this?
Oh yeah, David Arquette, Michael Clark Duncan.
All
Dude,
right.
this was one of those movies. There were movies that like parents just took you to when, like in the early 2000s. Like
Yeah.
this movie, do you remember Baby Geniuses? That was another one just like
this
this.
was definitely, what year is this? Yeah, 2001. I have like a weird soft spot for like that era of cinema, especially comedies.
Sure.
Yeah, fucking, yeah. When budget 16 million, box office 43 million.
Would never happen. That's an A24 release today.
Let's see. Agent 11 is a crime-fighting bull mastiff used by the FBI. He partners with his master, Murdoch, in Seattle as they go after the mafia boss, Sonny Talia.
Oh, Paul Sorvino.
Yeah.
A great Paul Sorvino role.
Agent 11 attacks him and rips off one of his testicles.
It's in the plot synopsis.
That was like, it was like, it bookended the movie.
That's incredible that it is central to the plot. Also, look, Bobby Bacala's in this movie. Steve Sharippa.
Oh,
as
hell
always.
yes.
Oh,
This is getting a rewatch.
we have to watch C-Spot Run. We've got to fucking watch this movie.
Sonny is taken to the hospital to have it surgically replaced. As payback, he sends his two bodyguards, Gino and Arliss, to kill Agent 11. He sends them to kill the
Okay,
dog.
so the premise of this movie is two Italian guys want to shoot this dog in the brain.
So they send the dog to a training facility in Alaska.
Holy
Hell
fuck.
yeah. And the dog escapes, I guess. So after Agent 11
He put out a
escapes...
hit on a dog. Not even the guy, but a hit on the dog.
Yeah, not even the cop. Damn. After Agent 11 escapes, he meets Gordon Smith, who works as a mailman. Gordon dislikes dogs and has volunteered to take care of James, Angus T. Jones. Oh, hell yes.
Hell yes.
The young son of his neighbor. Stephanie, Gino, and Arliss have continued their search for Agent 11, whom James names Spot. Agent 11 does not want to catch balls or frisbees because Murdoch told him not to play when he was a puppy, but he eventually starts to do so with Gordon and James like a normal dog. Later, Gino and Arliss tried to kill him while he was with Gordon and James at a pet store, but he outsmarts them.
This is so great
Yeah,
because
Bobby Bacala getting outsmarted by a dog that he's trying to kill.
so funny. And I think he was already on The Sopranos at this point because this is 2001. This is odd because
There's a couple movies where like a recognizable WAP is like in one of these.
oh, they use the same guys all the time.
Yeah, like there's a movie. I'm pretty sure there's like an identical movie where Joey Diaz is trying to kill a dog. When the FBI finds out that Spot is living with Gordon, they take him back. He escapes and finds Gordon and James again. The dog keeps escaping.
This is already. I'm like, we're more than 2/3 of the way from the plot, and I'm like, so what are we supposed to take away from this? Like, what's the lesson of this film?
They have so much invested in killing this dog.
Yeah, this is hilarious.
Sonny returns and attempts to kill him, but is outsmarted, captured, and imprisoned. The FBI agents try to take Spot back, but in the end, they decide to let him choose with whom he wants to live. He chooses Gordon and James, although, yeah, that's government property. No way.
There's no way.
They would arrest the guy who had the
They
dog.
would just kill the guy.
Yeah.
They would just kill the guy and take the... This is the FBI.
Yeah. Oh, you know about our dog that we trained to eat people's balls?
Yeah. No, I have no doubt that David Arquette's character would commit a mysterious suicide if he told... even if the dog picked him.
He chooses Gordon and James, although he gives Murdoch a goodbye lick. Stephanie returns and is very upset with Gordon for what had happened, but James convinces her that Gordon is a good guy and they end up together. Also, hold on, let's circle back here. So, hold on. Gordon dislikes dogs and has volunteered to take care of James, the young son of his neighbor. So wait,
Right.
the dog is... So does he have custody? The dog chooses Gordon and James to live with them?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, maybe it's not explicit. Maybe he's just like... Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, huh.
So
A lot is coming back here.
I do want to say to another point about this is, so this is a PG movie. Clearly, I don't think this was PG-13. I might be wrong. Maybe you could look it up, but
Does it say
it doesn't. It doesn't have ratings on. I think because ratings differ from like country to country and region, but like maybe go to like IMDb.
All right, I'm doing that.
But I'll make a point about it. The PG movie, specifically the PG comedy, does not exist anymore. I think that the last one, let's see. Yeah, rated PG. There's no such thing as a PG comedy anymore, because if you were going to make a children's movie now, they wouldn't for a minute put a gag about ripping testicles out in it. I think the last PG rated movie was probably like Paul Blart. Honestly, you know what I mean? Like everything else is like either like movies.
Well, they don't
like,
make comedies at all, so
right. And if they do make a comedy, well, they make like comedies for kids, or they make like R-rated comedies, like only if it's an all-star cast. And even then, not that often.
not that often. But for the most part, if a comedy comes out, it's like PG-13 and it's supposed to be for everyone on the planet. And it sucks.
But that doesn't even really happen anymore.
Yeah,
you think
you're
about
right.
like rom-coms are dead. Teen comedies, I guess like the last like PG-13 teen comedy I can think of was like what, like Easy A? You know what I mean? Like for not for adults, for kids, but still like edgy.
They should let us write some movies for teens.
Dude, I want to. This is the kind of movie that I want to make. I want to make a ridiculous PG-rated movie because these are the movies that like definitely that like we got shuttled to the most when we were like 6 and 7, and they've definitely had the most formative effect on me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I gotta look up who wrote this movie.
Like, have you ever seen like Wild Hogs or Old Dogs? Or like RV? RV is a PG-rated movie. RV's fucking crazy. Oh, look what else he worked on. He worked on Scooby-Doo, Cheaper by the Dozen, Percy Jackson.
Yeah, fell off. He wrote 2 8 episodes of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Yeah, all these, there's so many movies like this where like you look at the people involved and it's like, it's unclear like what they did.
Well, they're just people working in Hollywood. You know what I mean? Like they're people with like no clear vision. Yeah,
Okay.
who's Craig Titley? Is he? Well, I know we just looked at Stuart Gibbs, but the other guy who wrote it.
Oh, that's, I think Craig Titley. Hold on, Stuart Gibbs.
No, yeah, we looked at Stuart Gibbs.
He made he wrote Showdown, See Spot Run, and Replicate.
What is Replicate? Eugene Levy's in it.
No fucking idea.
Oh, he did Moonbase Alpha. That's crazy that he's the one that's coming out with Tim Heidecker and everybody.
That's weird. Anyway, let's finish this synopsis.
Anyway.
One of the film's last scenes is Sonny in prison. His tacticals have been replaced by metal balls. The other one having also been ripped off by Spot. Wait, that's a parenthetical? They didn't list that in the plot?
Yeah, wait a minute. When did that happen? Does that happen off screen?
I don't think so.
When the fuck does that happen?
I assume, like, when was the climax of this movie?
Yeah, it seems like we completely missed it. Like, when did Spot... It's because, oh no, okay, so he's outsmarted.
Yeah.
Oh wait, Sonny returns. Is Sonny's the guy that they put away?
Yeah.
So Sonny returns and attempts to kill him. Outsmarted, captured him. So it probably happens there. That's the climax.
Okay. All right.
I'm glad we're dissecting
the other
C
one
Spot
having been
Run.
ripped off. That his metal balls constantly clack together. One inmate calls him Music Man, and he threatens in a higher voice, "I'm going to catch you in the yard. We're going to settle this man to man."
This is in the Wikipedia article.
Wait, so because at like 40, his balls were removed, he suddenly has a child's
As
voice.
a child, he's a castrado now. Dude, that's like but not that far from the gag in 22 Jump Street where James Franco has a pussy in jail. You know what I mean? Like where he's had a forced like sex reassignment or whatever.
Yeah, and I definitely watched this. Yeah, 2001. So I was 9.
There was so much shit slipping through there. Like studio movies in the late 90s, early 2000s, PG comedies. There is so much shit. They're the craziest movies in the world. They're crazier than most like R-rated movies. I'm telling you. It is
Yeah.
the clean filth that is like the craziest shit.
And even if it's not dirty, it's just deranged. Like fucking I as a kid I loved Master of Disguise. I have no idea why.
Dude, the original cut of Master of Disguise I think was like 2.5 hours long. If the only way that movie makes sense is if you watch the deleted scenes, because they clearly just like cut the fuck out of it to make like 70 minutes. But the whole reveal at the end,
Oh, we need the Master of Disguise, the ultimate cut.
the huge reveal in one of the deleted scenes is that the cuteness, the dog, is actually his uncle in disguise, and that's why the cuteness is guiding him, and that's why like at the end. They miss the cuteness once the uncle reveals that it's him, and then they're like, but we missed the cuteness, so the uncle transforms into a dog for the rest of his life. Just so that they can have the cuteness. I know so much about the Master of Disguise, because when I would get a DVD from Hollywood Video on fucking off of Benfield Road, I would just watch it like 5 to 7 times, like in a night. Like I wanted to know everything about it. The other thing that's not clear in that movie is when they put on the disguises, they literally, the longer they stay in them, they actually are transforming into the people. Like through like magic. Because there's this insane...
Oh yeah, I do remember there being like a weird implied magic that never pays off.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's implied, and then like, well, there's even a part at the end where like he's had the Brent Spiner disguise on for so long that he thinks his dad, when they force his dad into a disguise, his father actually transforms into Brent Spiner, and he doesn't take the disguise off. He shakes his face until he morphs back into himself. But there's a deleted scene where Brent Spiner, the villain, the actual guy, he's like, yeah, you can make him turn into anybody. He's like, you can force him to be anybody. And the guy's like, even the Olsen twins? And he's like, oh yeah. Meaning that like...
So he's gonna fuck his dad, and
Yeah.
somehow he's gonna be 2 people?
Well, they've been implying that they've been fucking the dad. they imply that they have been like molesting and sexually assaulting him in different disguises.
Also, what year is this, and how old were the Olsen twins then?
Oh my god, you're right. Holy shit, you're absolutely... Look up Master of Disguise. Because that's not me making it up. He says the Olsen twins. Master of Disguise was...
Okay, so that was 2002.
Okay, the Olsen twins were born when?
Let's see, they were born
1986.
1986.
Oh, wait, yeah, I can't do that math.
16.
I'm telling you, he 100% says the Olsen twins.
Says, we've transformed your dad into both Olsen twins.
Look, hang on.
16, and we're fucking...
I have to... This is so fucking funny. I actually want to like look it up just to make sure.
So sick.
I'll find this. If I can't find it, I'll like. Oh fuck! You probably have to find like the deleted. You probably have to have the DVD. I will find because I watched them on YouTube. Anyway, I'll find them. I'll post them in the group chat. But it's crazy because you want to know why? Because me and Keith had the same reaction. We were like the Olsen twins. What the fuck? It's Master of Disguise is fucking wild.
To me, the funniest part is just glossing over the fact that they're making him be 2 people.
Right. That's also insane. Well, I think it's supposed to be like. Yeah, I think you're supposed to laugh at that.
Uh-huh.
I think it's supposed to be funny. Very weird.
Damn, what a film.
Yeah.
God, I miss just, like, Hubie Halloween is the closest we get.
Hubie Halloween 2 already in production at Netflix.
Are you?
I'm not kidding. Oh, I know.
Hell.
Dude. I know.
Yes.
Christmas is already here.
I'm gonna do a backflip right now.
I hope the best possible outcome would be a Hubie Halloween every year. Like if Hubie Halloween is like the next, like, you know how we would get like a Friday the 13th movie every year? That's what Hubie Halloween needs to be.
Yes.
That's exactly what we need. God
Yeah,
damn.
it should be like Halloween, where like they throw in one, they try to make it like an anthology.
Yeah, they do one that's just about like Steve Buscemi's character or something, or like or Nick Swartzen gets to star in one. I want a full-on Sandler verse, dude. I want to see Hubie hanging out with Bucky Larson. That's what I want. Have you seen Bucky Larson?
No, I want to, and also I feel like so the guy who interviewed me for that Owen Benjamin thing, I think he posted the whole thing, and in that I think I say some stuff about Nick Swartzen that I would have preferred not to have been released, because it's nothing negative, but I don't want to be in his business, so sorry for that.
Yeah. I think that's it's actually kind of a shame what you're talking about, but yeah. We won't even go near there.
Okay.
Heart goes out to Nick. He was so funny in Bucky Larson, dude. When you see his dick in Bucky Larson, it's so funny.
I need to see it.
It's so small.
You've played me just like a supercut of Bucky Larson.
Dude, it's when Kevin Nealon, when Bucky is crying because he whipped his dick out at the interview just for a regular commercial, and they all screamed at him to go home, and he's already crying in bed, and Kevin Nealon bursts into his room holding a bunch of grapes, and he goes, "Are you the one eating my grapes?" It's so fucking funny.
God, I miss comedy.
Yeah, man,
comedy, it's all gone.
There's none.
Stand up, TV, film.
Yeah. It's all gone.
It's all gone. And I don't think Trump being gone is going to fix it at all.
No, it's not. It's not. That's really the saddest part about all this.
Yeah, I feel like the boom could have lasted longer
if Trump hadn't gotten in office.
No, I mean, like, if just like, because like, when was the first boom? It was like 70s to like 92 or something. Not that long, but like,
no, it was. I would say.
I mean, like, the club shut down, but like, then you had Comedy Central and stuff, and like, I feel like it was like the 90s to like early 2000s when it was like kind of dead.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, I think the first boom was kind of like 79 to like 91.
Yeah.
I think that this boom feels like it's been going on longer than that. It feels like it's been since like 2007, 2008 up until, I think we're still kind of in it. I think we're at the tail end. I think like this year.
I feel like it's being squashed. It's like they're making deliberate decisions to end it.
Yeah, I mean, also on like COVID on top of that. Like,
yeah.
But yeah, it's weird. I do think the second comedy boom, but here's the thing about it, dude. Ben O'Brien had the best tweet when he was like, I think it was like 2014. He tweeted Comedy Boom Part 2. This time, nobody gets paid. Because there was more comedy and even more opportunities to do comedy, but the compensation for comedy, for the most part, clubs are paying the same shit they were paying in the 80s, or just not paying you at all. It's a privilege to, be at the store at all.
Yeah.
Regardless of whether or not you're... I mean, it's not, but that's what they'll tell you, It's stupid.
Very, very stupid.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have anything funny to say about it.
No, I thought we were going to end the episode like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah. Should we go ahead and end it?
Yeah, I'm gonna call an Uber. So yeah.
All right.
This is going. I'm gonna.
Post...
and
we forgot to say this at the beginning, but if you're listening and you're a Coil subscriber, Coil didn't work out. We apologize. It was a bad idea and it implemented badly. And
we're sorry about it.
And we chose wrong. So we have a Patreon now. We are going to keep putting the episodes up on the Coil feed for a little while, just in case you subscribed and you still have a month left.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but the Patreon will be, once these end, you're going to want to go over to Patreon and you can just get the RSS feed. It's a lot easier to get everything synced up with your iPhone or whatever you're using now, your podcast app. And yeah, it's better for everybody.
Yes.
All right, guys. See ya.
All right.
Knock, knock, open up, it's me, the crazy, shady, faded fucker, so rock the G. See you lady, make a baby, lead her on in peace. Only time I give a fuck is for my own release. That's why I own these streets. Straight up, portfolio showing growth, fuck a pay cut. Yeah, you know I stay slut. Catch me in the spot, looping up for the self-suck. Oh fuck, I busted already, I'm coming bucket so heavy. My dream of cream coming steady, now my mouth open, I'm ready. I'm talking solo heavy petting on a Friday night. Not talking bashing the bishop, more like Nantucket's delight. I'm taking all the time I need to do it just right. Got my candles in the fishnets cause it's on tonight. Oh that's right, it's time to fillet, no need to debate me. I suck until I go ooh wee and spray my white pee. I got that ski.